Hello, dear learners. Welcome. I'm Dr. Rama Verma. As you all know, your instructor. So it has been a long time since I last posted my video. Again, I'm back in full fledged with a new topic, and it is in trend. Of course, we'll be talking about something new. So today I'm going to talk about the tourism research and the recent trends in tourism research. So let us begin. So let me first share this with you how tourism research is evolving. Tourism is a field that connects different other fields, and this is the specialty of this particular field of study. And whenever we try to collab with different other sectors, whenever we try to, work on some topics that is correlated with other sectors and other stream of studies, other domains like, say, for example, political science, say, for example, sociology, say, for example, economics, right? A new field of knowledge is evolved. And again, new ideas starts to generate. So tourism research itself is very broad field of study. So let us begin how this goes like. Introduction to tourism research. So it is very important to first know what is tourism research all about. Yes, the first point, systematic study. Tourism research itself is a systematic study of travel-related behaviors, industries, impacts, and trends. It plays a very pivotal role in helping governments, businesses, and communities make very informed decisions about tourism development, marketing, sustainability, and policymaking. As you know, tourism is dynamic. As you can see here, it is written that it is also dynamic and multifaceted field. Yes, it is dynamic and multifaceted field because research in this area must constantly evolve, reflecting changing global conditions. So as per the present conditions, it keeps on generating something new, evolving something new. That could be technological advancements like AI or travelers' preferences like solo travel. We can select any field of study, any field of discovery in our tourism research. In recent years, tourism research has expanded its scope to address complex challenges. That's why complex challenges is another point. Yes, what are the complex challenges? We have seen the COVID-19 pandemic, climate change, over tourism, digital transformation. So researchers are, increasingly adopting interdisciplinary approaches, blending insights from economics, sociology, environmental science, management, technology, and so on. So what are the recent trends in tourism research? Number one, sustainable and responsible tourism. So this is a very trending topic these days. Sustainability is a concept which everybody is trying to implement, whether it can be a hotel, it could be a hotel, it can be any other field of, it can be a shopping complex. Everywhere we find that people are trying to adapt a sustainability approach. Anyway, a tourist location. So what does that mean? Sustainability is something, a concept which is aiming to minimize the negative impact of tourism. That could be related to tourism or mainly it is for the environment and local culture. So sustainable and responsible tourism, this focuses on minimizing tourism negative impact on the environment and local culture. Growing interest in ecotourism, carbon footprint analysis, and again community-based tourism is very interesting area of study. Say for example, in Costa Rica, we can see a sustainable tourism practices is going on in rainforest lodges. Likewise, we can see these type of examples applicable everywhere around us. That could be in a smaller range to a bigger, to a wider range. Secondly, digital transformation and smart tourism. Now, these days, it is the time of AI, VR, virtual reality, big data analysis, big data, and again, mobile apps, mobile applications. So, exploration on how digital tools like these things, these technologies enhances the tourist experience. We know virtual tourism. Okay, many organizations, they are adapting virtual tourism kind of concept for the people, for the customers. Smart tourism cities are being studied for their, tech-enabled services and data-driven planning. So there are studies going on to make a particular city as a smart tourism destinations, like those in South Korea, Seoul, the South Korea. So studies on Seoul, South Korea as a model smart tourism destination using digital kiosk and real-time data tracking is in trend. Then comes post-COVID travel behavior. Yes, it is another time we can say post-COVID time. People travel behavior is changing. People are shifting. People have shifted from mass tourism to solo travel, or least using public transports for least contamination with any kind of viruses. People are more conscious. So, examination of how the pandemic has shifted travelers' behavior, their priorities, and destination choices is another area of study. This increases in demand for nature based, rural, and less crowded destinations. So, say for example, researchers in New Zealand shows a shift towards domestic tourism and road trips after international travel restrictions. Take the case of India after post, in COVID-19, we have seen the situation was adverse. But after COVID-19, the post-COVID time was a time when domestic tourism was being popularized by Ministry of Tourism with a tagline of Dekho Apna Desh, right? So such campaign came up. Fourth point, community and local empowerment. Yes, research focusing on how tourism can benefit host communities economically and socially is very interesting area of study, and this is applicable in different other types of tourism like community-based tourism, apart from community-based tourism, rural tourism, regional tourism, right? Or we can say as pro-poor tourism, where we are selecting a poor section of the society, but also we are involving with the community. So emphasis on participatory tourism planning and cultural preservation is taken care in this particular category. So there can be examples like, studies in Nepalese mountain villages on how trekking tourism supports, local entrepreneurship kind of thing. We can do it. Then another area of study could be climate change and tourism adaptation. Yes, investigating tourism role in how it contributes and is being affected by climate change. This focuses on destinations vulnerability. Vulnerability means rising sea level, glacier retreat, global warming, heat waves, right? So you can take the example of Arizona or and other such places where adverse effects have been seen, right? And many other places are there around the world. Deforestation is one thing. We can say at times a man's act, but there are places which is caught by the fire just because of global warming and environmental impacts. Researchers in the Maldives on the future of coastal tourism and amidst rising sea level could be another area of study under this category. Next, here comes experiential and transformative tourism. What does that mean? Experiential means rising interest in tourists seeking meaningful and personal experience. That could include volunteer tourism, tourists who love to volunteer places, event, spiritual retreats, and again wellness travel. So studies in India on the growth of yoga and wellness tourism in Rishikesh could be an area of study. Next category is data-driven decision making. What does that mean? Again, we are using big data, AI, artificial intelligence, and predictive analysis for forecasting tourism and again tourist arrival and making the policy accordingly based on the big data. So researchers using flight and hotel booking data in cities like, say, for example, in Dubai, is done to anticipate tourist flows and manage infrastructure. Many cities, many countries are keeping a watch on their big data. Last category over here is over tourism and carrying capacity studies. So here analysis on over tourism in popular destinations and strategies for visitor management can be done. Say, for example, research on limiting daily visitors to, say, Venice, Italy, to preserve city's heritage and quality of life for residents could be an area of study. So the area of study can be many. It can be on dark tourism, it can be on regenerative tourism. Okay. So it depends on actually how we can connect tourism with different field of study to provide some valuable output. So research means providing valuable output for the society. So as a conclusion, I would say tourism research today is more interdisciplinary. It is more technologically driven. So what is needed is we should be very cautious about what is going in and around us, what is going around the world, what sort of development is happening. Okay. And again, where the tourist should be responsible. What are the post pandemic conditions? And how the researchers uh, are, relating to such conditions. So areas could be plenty. Think and again write. Research means not only to search, find out again and again, but also to explore new areas, explore the field of knowledge, explore something that can recreate and bring changes to the world.